Yep. I think we're getting there. Let's see, are we good? Now we started a little bit earlier. Just make sure everything's actually okay. Looking good. Hi guys. Just checking. Yeah, I don't want to start anything just yet, as I'm not ready, as well as I don't think you guys are here yet. I think actually a lot of you guys are actually here. Yeah, thank you. Let's see here. Check. Check. A lot of stuff. How you guys doing? We're mid-October. That's pretty fun. Or maybe like on next stream, maybe closer to mid-October. Still continue with my costume, so I'll go for that. I already planned out this Thursday stream costume already. Looking good. Okay. Boop. Hello. Welcome, guys. Let me get my frames up and going here. Up, I got my arm. Great. All right, that works. Thank you, Star, and hello, Elijah. Thank you for keeping the comments lively. Appreciate that. And everyone else who's coming in. Let you guys come on in. Alrighty. This has been this project has been pretty demanding so far. Well, we'll see how it goes. I didn't know what really to call this stream title. It's probably not gonna be rough animation or anything close to like really full on like making poses and then making breakdowns and in-betweens and stuff. Might just be a couple poses and say like that's a good pose and kind of work off from that. But I guess that kind of works anyway, because then it's like having good and clear poses to then work on, work with, to then kind of get from pose A to pose B. If pose B isn't great, then trying to transition into it or trying to, work around it is like going to be more tricky than having a really, really good pose B. So, anyway, might have noticed that I did kind of work on the tree a little bit. You can kind of see it in the little animation. Oh, there we can just kind of have Derpy kind of show it off for you. Bazoopa. And then the apple will fall on her head. Boopa. There we go. Everything's extremely crude. No way about that. But yeah. I did work on the tree model itself, and in the intermediate between streams. Don't like look too far back. It kind of gets all kind of weird and meshy and not quite. The leaves aren't as nice and set up as over here. Look at it from the front. So I did kind of take it from the Animal Crossing kind of style, where they got this kind of these big bushy 3 spheres almost that then kind of intersect like this. And the apple are all kind of looking pretty nice. So I made the textures in Flash and Animate, and so is the bark. I also made the trunks, I guess. Made them look more pointy. Very good. Is my mic on? I can't tell. No one's said the meter on or off, so I don't know. Hey, Cookie, welcome. Just got a little paranoid. That's like, wait a minute. No one's reacting to what I was saying, so okay. If you're just listening, that's okay. Can't tell sometimes. But anyway, yeah, I worked on the tree. Get some nice, what do you call this, bark texture, and worked on it being nice and more geometry heavy. If I click on it, now there's a little bit more geometry than before, where this was like one square or something. Let me hear you. Okay, thank you. The leaves were fun. I kind of took it from how like Mario Galaxy or some other video games style, where to have like low processing kind of style with these leaves to be have them, instead of having each individual leaf be its own geometry, it's more so that it has different layers that just kind of branch different spheres in this case. So here's like an outer layer sphere that has this texture that goes around it, and then there's different layers. If I can select the tree again. Different versions of it, so you can create your own little snowman in here. So there's different like density balls of leaves, and then the bottom is just a solid color, and then there's a middle one that has a lot of leaves in a big density, high density, and then like another ball that's like medium density, that's bigger, and then a lower density that's even bigger in size and scale. So like you kind of combine them all. And you get these, see it from the side, and it creates these like layers on top of each other, kind of like that. So they all kind of, instead of having every leaf be its own geometry, now it's just like these different balls that have a texture on it. There you go. Let me see, I got excellent connection. So that's good on my end. Okay. I have to make sure I'm good too. We had different internet in our house. It's like upgraded or something, so we'll see how that goes, but I think it's been pretty good. So sorry to hear about your internet then. Yeah, it's Cookie, you're resending it somehow over and over. Yeah, might want to have you. If you have anything super important, let me know. Hello, cartoons. Welcome. Get a little wave. Yay. Oh boy. Thank you, though. So that's the tree. I can show the textures real quick as well. They're pretty basic. So I drew these in Animate, so each of these little leaves are editable. So I can kind of go in there, all with the same clone, so I can do this, and every single one moves as long as well. So that's fun. So they're all the same symbol that have different brightnesses and different rotations and space and stuff. So this is the high density leaf version. The low density, where I just deleted a whole bunch of them. And then here's the bark, where it has these little circles. I was getting kind of close to Animal Crossing, but didn't want to go too, you know, exact. So it's like, it's an homage, you know? And here's the apple. Didn't talk about the apple yet, but it has different stripes and colors onto it to create this like highlight, mid-tone, and darker color. So yeah, this was pretty fast job. So if I wanted to add more detail into each leaf, then I can like draw, you know, like something on top, and each of these will be updated. And if I save this as a picture, then I can have it onto the shading. Let's see. Oh yeah, because it's being textured really a lot with the pattern. My leaves, I made them a little bit too big, so when they're when it needs to be high density, then they need to be have the geometry in the mesh, have it be like scaled even smaller than what you see here. So I don't know how to describe this really well. So it even though it's being outside of the cool texture UV map area, it actually extends. Like if you imagine this picture of the leaves being tiled over and over, but it's just not being viewed and masked. So but yeah, that's what's sort of going on, is that each of these meshes have the leaves on them, and they're just being tiled a lot. Let's get to the apple. So the apple has a couple different pieces. So as we saw at the beginning, which was the apple mesh. So this was nice little texture work. That was pretty easy, unwrapping it. And then a little stem that actually has a different material that makes it just solid brown. So there's no image texture to it. It's literally just using the Blender internal coloring to it. while this has a little bit more to it to add some more color into it. So, let's see. Hey, legit, welcome. Good to see you. Let's see. Both. I'm doing really well. Let's get going. I want to just explain what I was doing, so just for completion's sake, I guess, of what I was doing over the time today. Just worked on this. Is that I modeled and got a, I would say, a pretty good tree. I don't know what it depends on what you guys think, especially with the how these how the Derpy model kind of works in conjunction and continuity, aesthetically, art stylely, whatever you want to say. If these kind of work together. I was thinking that even sometimes the apple looks like it's too big, but I think I had it like about this big earlier, so I did kind of make it a little bit smaller, but maybe apples are a little bit smaller as well. There's about hand size, so might be actually about that size, but to see it on screen and make it cartoony, I think it's kind of better to have it be 1.5 size or a little bit more or less, you know. Make sure that everything's still visible, you know, without it being lost if it was actual real size, I guess. Otherwise, I have to make the horse bigger, and then she's already perfect scaled, so I don't want to mess with her too much with Derpy's scale. Scale is how big she is. Ooh, maybe that doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's see. Apple. And then the apple falls on her at the end there. Ba-doop. That's a rough animation too. I'm not 100% happy with that. But that's just to get rough estimation of how this animation works. Hello, Purple. Welcome. Let's see. Engineering economics? How does that even work? That sounds cool. Awesome. That's great to hear. Let's see. So I think we're gonna work on today is make some rough poses. Maybe like make the main big poses and then see where that goes. You know, not trying to really work on fine details right now, but just to get. What do I want? I want her to fly at the beginning. I think some of these. So we're gonna work on Derpy's rig here. Probably all IK. Just because I think FK is actually going to maybe break some things. I'm not actually sure. Root's good. Main is in central. That's good. Face. Might not play with the face right now. Mouth, don't need it right now. Hair manual, not right now. Just gonna get the body stuff first. And then hopefully I'll be able to like go a couple frames into it. And then like reset her into different poses and then set it up. Probably should also show what the storyboard is so everyone get the remember what we're doing. Yeah, so Derpy's gonna be distracted on her cell phone because we were thinking we need her to like somehow walk into a tree, bump into a tree without realizing it. And the best way we thought of was like it was in G5, the movie where they had cell phones that were very modern looking. So we're gonna add that in. And then she's going to be flying across, looking at her phone, drooshing into the tree, and then she'll like fall out of it with the phone, then falls on its own. She gets blammed on her face, rolls back, phone's still there, but didn't draw yet. She gets dizzy, and then an apple falls on her head, and she's like, well, So, I think to probably get the best pose, we might have to be adding the cell phone first, actually. So I'm just gonna add a cube and call this the phone DP version, because I'm gonna have 2 versions of this phone. One that's parented to like Derpy's motions, and then another one that's the halfway through that falls down. Because then I need them to be independent of each other as they fall down at different rates. but I need the one at the beginning to be connected to her and her arm leg thing. So anytime I move her hoof bone, I need to be able to get that at the same time. So this is where it gets tricky, is that I want it to sort of work, but I don't know how to do that. Well, first, is she going to be left or right-handed when she does this? Is she going to hold her phone? What would be the best way to show it, though? If we're at this perspective, you probably just needs to, I don't know. Let me know what you guys, is she going to hold the phone with her left or right hoof, and then that'll help me out. I have to be back in central mode. Okay, cool. Let's see. So let's get the Y. Then, scale Z. Okay, a little bigger, maybe a little wider. And then we're gonna inset this face. Beep, beep. So a little bit of that. Scale Z a little bit taller. Scale in a little bit more. Get inward a little bit, just a bit. Sounds like a little window pane there. I can go on the back here. It's kind of isolated so I can see what I'm doing. And then let's get this face. Should I add like something else? I want to add like some. Oh, I have to add the little hoof thing that they have. I think that's in here somewhere. Maybe. Or not. Okay. So I tried drawing the cell phone to have some sort of a hoof holder. So some sort of like horseshoe thing to like hold the phone in, so when you get the normal hoof, it can like kind of stay it up and like prop it up. So I think I need to add that in. Let's see. A focus, she's weird. Okay. Is that all I want? Hey, it works. Awesome. So I need to add let's add a circle. And let's put it in the right place. Yep. Yep. Rotate Y 90. Rotate Z 90. Scale down. Okay. Let's put the. I was gonna make the camera actually. Got distracted with what I wanted to do first. Okay. So let's make this. Yeah, let's kind of center it up. Maybe a little bit higher. And then we're gonna fill it to now be its own face. Do that. And then let's extrude that for a bit. Kind of maybe rotate it down, inward, inset this, inset it again, scale that down, and inset it in. Okay, so that's something. Let's give it a material just real quick. New material phone, and let's give it a color. Gray, blue. I don't know. What's that like? Coral blue, pink, gold. One of those phone specific colors. Cobalt, purple, pink, chrome. Peach, salmon. Salmon's like a legitimate thing, I think. When you get like file types and stuff. It's like manila and salmon. There you go. Let's take all of that, just kind of boot. Just a bit. Let's scale it down. And then we'll see how it fits on the on the horse. That's pretty good. We could probably do a lot of stuff with like the texture work and have like the entire screen itself, like include like if you want to add like cameras or like notches or like phone bips, that could all be like one texture, and then I don't have to like render it out as a geometry. But it should get us close enough that I can start working on it. The fun thing is that I can also keep working on the model as I work on it later. Like remember how I had the tree and it's like got technically animated, and then throughout the shot doesn't do anything, but I can still like edit the colors and how it looks, and play with geometry and stuff. So that's fun. Okay, I was kind of delaying it just because I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do, and still don't know what to do. The problem is that I need to have somehow be connected with this. What is this? Whoop! Sorry, scared myself. I need to figure out what bone this one's called. Okay, is everyone going to remember IK front hoof? Well, I guess we want L. She holds it with... I have to use my own phone. Hang on. I'm left-handed, so what do I like to do? I like to... For left-handed, I like to hold the phone in my right hand and then scroll and touch with my left hand. Okay. So I think I'm going to use this one. Is that fair? Is that what, Well, Cookie said left hoof to hold it. That's just right-handed, though. So I think I'm going to do... Right. Is that okay? I'm going to copy the name of this. Then we go back out here and give it a object constraint. I looked this up, so this may or may not work. But I can say child of, and then say target, paste that in, and then we'll see if that works. My pause mode. Doesn't quite move it. I want this to move at the same time. What the? It's gotta to the center. What's his line? What's his line doing? What's the line doing? What is this? Oh, I didn't actually take it. Oh, something's wrong. Apple dummy. What was it? IK. Maybe it has to be RD rig. Oh, okay. And then the bone. This is where the bone doing. Beep. Ah. Okay. We moved the phone, and so that's why I like doing these, because I'm always like learning things as I go. Oh look, now I'm going. I can change it now. That'd be easy. Let's see. What we got? Hopefully I didn't jinx it. I know, I hope it doesn't be horrible. I jinx it. Right hoof would probably work best because it's closer to the camera. That's the thing. Of course, the 12 principles of animations always say like, oh, you gotta make sure that oh, that's fun. Let's not do scale. So I could turn somebody's off and see like how they kind of work. At least I get these ones, and then whenever let's offset it back to where I want it to be. And then so now anytime I move this arm, yeah, there we go. It's now they're synced. So instead of doing a complicated animation of trying to always make sure that this is still a child, so that's fun. Childs are independent, but parents control the child. So just think of it like that, is that no matter where the parent goes, the child must follow. The child must always obey the parent. Let's see. Okay, so now we can start getting it close. And I can also see whether the hoof is the right size. Is this someone's gonna get funny with this? Doing it like this. Ooh. Okay. So I get this kind of up here. Might have to make the phone just a wee bit bigger. To accommodate all this. Hoof going on here. And that's close. And then if kind of rotate the hoof. That'll be less work, hopefully. Sorry. I also want the wings open, so I think that's the thing. Fold wings off. So now the wings are open. Okay, so I'm just planning out the initial pose, which is her basically just flying, wings up, flying, holding phone, and then we'll just have a loop of her like flying for the whole time. Maybe like I'm somewhere in here, like go scroll with the other arm and then get into the tree. And then when it's here is where it's going to transition into a different phone to release the strains of the parent, which is her arm. Otherwise, if we go here and we're still connected to the arm with a link, then every single time that I move Derpy's arm here, then the phone will move. And every time I want to animate the phone just fall straight down, then if this goes to the sideways, then it's gonna be bad. So I need to like destroy the link at a certain point, so I can have a duplicate phone hanging out somewhere that doesn't have the link to the horse. Oh boy. Let's see. Everything's very complicated. Everything's like 10 times more complicated than 3D, or maybe 100 times. I don't know. You can cube it or something. There you go. Do the boop. Hey, hello again, Benson. Okay. Let's get that pose. Let's get a enough to dally in here. Let's get going. Okay. Probably work on hip first. Probably get it to be somewhere like this. Just kind of probably have to like really destroy this this model here. Really deform it. Can't move it, so that's fun. This could move it. Yeah, so this is, yeah, exactly. This is the T-pose in a style. So I'm trying to get her out of a T-pose at this point. To get it to be more the pose I'm looking for. So again, I'm not exactly a character animator. This is my first time really spending any time really doing any of this. So a lot of this is just going to be trial and error, I think. A lot of this is going to be trying to figure this out. Not exactly going to know what to expect or what really to do with any of this, or if any kind of problem happens. I'm not sure what's really gonna do. Okie dokie. I don't know what this one does. Whoop, that one does that. That's what that's doing. Okay. Let's get these little shoe slippers and rotate them. Can I get the other one? Yes. All the other tech stuff you might need is in the description. You can read that. I put the other animation software that I was playing around with a little bit earlier too in there as well. Okay. This is where it's gonna get. Yeah. Okay. A little tricky. X. I need to move this down. Let's get this forward, maybe. Oop, sorry, tongue. This moves her elbow, and then let's move this up. Kind of scrunch this up a little bit. Okay, so it's like ready. Okay, let's move the phone just a little bit up. Get back into here. Pose mode. Use the hoof slipper, now to move together. Love that. Let me actually figure this pose out better. Maybe I can try it in 2D first. So how does this work? Let's give me a blank picture. Okay, so you have the... Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to do this with my hand in here. So this is going to be arm that kind of goes behind it. Here's the phone. And so it just kind of just goes behind it like that, and then somehow like that. And then it's like that. Okay, cool. Got it. So, this is not right. Someone like find me, I don't know, maybe I might need a picture of something from Gen 5 to help me. This is gonna be fun. I don't think there's an elbow exactly going on here. Ugh. It's a shield. Let's see if I can get rid of some of these other ones. Knee direction. Does that do? Let's figure this out. So I'm gonna move the phone. That's sort of what we want. And then go back in here, get the slipper, and then figure this out. So I need it to be more straight, and I could probably just get it longer. So I can only go as far as that, so I need to have some other control to move this forward. So something like this, maybe. What's this one? What does this one do? That's the other leg. Let's see. So I can move it a little bit further. Okay, okay. And then it's gonna move this over here, I guess. Probably like tilt it. Feels like something's a little bit off here. Tilt that a little bit. Seems to be going clipping. That's clipping. Why is this weird? I don't know, actually. Oh, that's helping. I think it just kind of just rotates it, in a sense. Probably keep that up. Keep it down. It's like the opposite. I wonder if there's like a knee direction. Okay. That would be somewhat reliant on that. I knew this part was gonna be somewhat tricky. So, oh well. I don't know how tricky it was gonna be. There you go. That's probably better. Aha! Discovery. Figuring it out. Maybe. Maybe just up. Maybe just like. Maybe like that. Maybe just. Maybe get this one and kind of lower it even more. Maybe just goes back a bit. We'll just use this as a piece of box to say, whoops. That happened. Kind of rotate it the opposite way. I want it to rotate this way. And then let's get the, where'd that go? only move that much. I need to make the phone just a little bit smaller, or at least I can make this bip shorter in the let's have a new frame, and I'm gonna reset its things there, so maybe I can. That didn't quite work. I want it to be neutral. Item. Global, local. So I want to take this, and then try and. What do I need? Try and move these up a little bit. But keep it at the same, the same angle. Oop. No, I deleted the. I deleted the keyframe, and now it's upset. Let's move that back. Sorry. Okay. So I think that's good. Let's make this bip even larger. Let's have more room there. Okay. I think I may have stumbled on something. Miscellaneous. Other arm. FK. Oh, the FK and the IK is just that bip. It's just the weird angly bip here. Okay. And let's tilt her head more down. More down. Please. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, whoop. How's that? Not gonna worry about her face right now. I'm just trying to get something like this to work. So it needs to be somewhere over here, maybe. And then kind of like hiding that it doesn't quite work exactly with its own geometry, you know. Maybe we could move the eyes down. So then stay here. Okay, it's probably only good to see one eyeball, but I think it's fun to have it be slightly derpy. So that's what we want. Where'd the other one go? Cross-side. And just lower. Nope. That's as far as that goes. In that case, let's move this one up a bit. There we go. Okay. How long did that take? 30, 40 minutes. Alright, that's, yeah. That took a bit. But that's what I'm saying at the beginning, is that the better these individual poses look, then the better the actual animation will look. Because, again, if this doesn't somehow work well enough, then you're gonna spend the whole time like trying to get weirder poses that don't quite work, and try to make up for it. Do. In a sense, you got all the controls though, so it's kind of I don't know why people always say like, oh, you're using 3D, that means it must be faster by default. That's what always gets me. It's like, not necessarily, or 100% of the time, you know? I guess compared to the actual literal process of 2D, if we go back to, 100 years ago, then yeah, then the actual process of literally drawing on paper to having someone else use the celluloid and then inking on it, and then having another person paint with real paint, and then having it photocopied and Xerox or whatever printed onto a film strip, get that developed, and then see if it even worked for one frame, then yeah, then that would probably take like, in a huge pipeline would take like, I don't know, a day or so, maybe more, maybe like a week. I actually don't know. But yeah, with 3D and 2D and digital puppets and stuff, this is technically faster to do, so I can see where they're getting with that, but it's not quite fair to, say that because it's 3D, that means it must be fast. It's like, that's not the case, especially with me. That is not going to happen as fast as, I don't know, whatever you're trying to look at, I guess. It's all perspective, I want to have all of the bips here, and then I'm going to control, where is it, Alt-R? Alt-R, Alt-S, Alt-G. Or I have to select them all. Alt-R, Alt-S, Alt-G. Oh, the G moves them back there. So maybe not G. That should give me pretty close. And let's make everything press U like on After Effects. Oop, that did something. What's going on? I want to select everything and then say constant. And so does that. Maybe move things, but either way, it'll be okay. I'll fix it later, so don't you worry. I don't know what this is. Go away. Let's add a keyframe here. So at this point, not a remote control, what is this now? The phone is now going to have a keyframe, and let's say, let's go to the beginning, add some keyframes for there. Did I explain how all this works? Is that on the left bottom here is my dope sheet. This just tells me there is a keyframe at this point, and that's kind of what kind of curve it is, but not really. Over here on the right actually shows me the more complicated and mathematical graph of how each thing is moving based on its X, Y, and Z for all of the 9 things here. So I can say for here be a constant so it doesn't move, and then when I get to here I want the phone position to now be different and just move it way off bounds so that when she falls it'll never be on camera again because it'll be way up here, and then we use a different phone at that time. But I don't have the final picture for what the model and shading and whatever for the for that yet, so I can't really do that yet. Control, nope. Alt R, that's RG. And then for this one, RG, RGS, RGS, RG. And these are points down here. Alt G and Alt G for this one. Okay. So now all of these have resets. Reset. Okay, cool. And because I haven't done much more than that, it should be somewhat consistent. So now it's going to be important to have everything on this frame. Select all this and say on here, constant. So now hopefully these shouldn't be moving, and she moves, so that's going to be an issue. Go back here and say, why are you doing this? Make the eyeballs. Well, that's fun. You can see them being, you see these being cross-eyed. That's fun. Okay, and then we reset it. Cool. Go into the tree and then fall. Okay, cool. I think your back legs a little bit off. It's hard to tell. I think it's okay. Back of frame. Alt G. Yeah, that's right. So apparently my resetting actually didn't really do much then in that case. Oh well. Let's try select melodies and reset G. Need to unselect this and then Alt G. Nope. I need to unselect this, please. Undo. Beep. Aha! Okay. There you go. Okay. So now I can work on this part. We'll see. This might be the last part, but last thing I'll be able to do is probably get this falling pose and then get a... Well, that's probably all I need for the first half, because then it cuts to here, so that'll be okay. I hit the tree. Maybe I want to get that tree back. Tree dummy. There it is. Loaded like in a video game. That's just so I can make sure that everything's still kind of hidden. And let's get the tree dummy again. Can I lock it? How do you lock it? And say like, I don't want you to move. Maybe get these ones. There you go. That was easy. Okay. Went over to Storyboard a couple times. It's been pretty much what you've been seeing. And go over it one more time. Is that Derpy's on her phone? Got this tree. She's being distracted. She's flying while texting. Just runs into the tree. Like it's pretty much gonna like clip. I'm gonna have the tree kind of wiggle around. Have the apples kind of have its own physics, and then just gonna emerge from it. On the other side, and the original idea was ooh's idea was that she crash lands. Excuse me, and so she falls onto the ground. The phone falls, and then she gets a little bit confused. Go, haha, whoa, bonk with an apple, and then she kind of gets back up and looks at the camera before fall and go, maybe like she smiles at the end or something. But yeah, so next pose is this one I want to do, is to get that falling kind of style animation or pose. Okay. I don't know why, but I like to like start from the other side. Kind of helps me to not worry about it being oh, you can do that. Not worry about it being perfect to the right pose that I want. I don't know. Kind of helps me to imagine it a little better. So I think these little elbow things are gonna come in handy a lot more often than when I first was using these. I was like, these don't do anything. Why would I need these? These are dumb. I don't know, these little arcade things, they're not gonna help me at all. Oh, maybe to go back up. See that? That's pretty cool. See that? As there's like a million different gizmos that like distract you and not even see what's going on here. Her character could fix her eyes and the apple derps them back. I think that was a double rainbow joke. Where like there was Rainbow Dash was going through the town in Ponyville, going really fast. And then Derpy was at a cafe and eating a muffin, and then like a potted plant falls on her head and like it underps her eyes, but then like another potted plant falls down and then it derps her again. And then she kind of gets a little sad, and then it just cuts away and it's like, oh. Like that's the end of it, is that you're supposed to laugh at that, I guess. That's the funny. And it was very nice. This could have been, oh, XU somehow a little better. I don't know. It was fine. Let's see. This pose is fun. Her eyeballs, she's has to look up here because that's where her eyeballs are. So there we go. Kind of move them down. But yeah, I don't know. With 3D, I just kind of instinctively wanted to like go to the opposite way and then try and make this look. Because if I can make it look good from the back, my thinking was that maybe it'll look good from the front, from where it'll actually be important to see where she's going. I don't know. Because you can't really do this in 2D. You can't just say like, oh, let me see what this looks like from the opposite side and trying to get this to look good. I'm gonna have to look at it from this side just to get this going. But yeah. I could definitely add that in star. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna have this one maybe be a little bit curved. I don't know which one's which. Okay. I'm sure these shoulders are gonna look horrible at some angles here. Yeah, I never really use these. I never used any of these controls to begin with, so there's gonna be things that I'm like, be like, oh, I didn't know that that's even a thing, or that's the way you're supposed to use it. A lot of this stuff, so I'm excited to learn. These are fun. I think just trial by fire is much more fun than just doing a regular tutorial and just saying like, oh look, I did the donut tutorial, and then be saying like, look, I did this, and it's like, did you really do it, or just kind of stumble around until you did it? You know what I mean? I would rather try and do my own projects and then say like, look, I learned how to do this, and for a cool project as well. So, and have you guys help me, and you guys are the best critics I can ever hope for. So I super appreciate you guys helping me out. Where'd the other one go? Okay. Work on the facial animation later. Not exactly worried about that now, because I can get really finicky and like make that be its own, you know, whole stream or more of just doing the facial animation. So I know that this has a lot of big body movements and poses, so I want to get that get that going first. It's kind of fun. It's like a weird sculpture that's like one of those. It's like playing with action figures. It's really fun. What is this? What did I click on? Uh-oh. Okay. So she should be a little bit scared. Obviously she's not really right now. Yeah. How do I hide the stuffs? Yeah. So yeah, she should be. It's like one of those Macy Thanksgiving parades where it's like, and here comes lovable Derpy. You know. It's great looking. Let's see. You know, No hold your back when I think something gives a fixture. Thank you. The eye clipping is just to make it simplified for performance. When it's actually going to be rendered, it'll have better geometry. No clipping. So I wanted to say that as well, because that's sometimes I get finicky with that as well. Okay, so she'll be afraid and go, oh no. Oh, I got it. Oh, there we go. That's how I do it. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe something like that. Just accidentally click that instead of the head one I wanted to move. Okay. So let's see if... Is this working? I must have not done something. Okay. I'll fix it. I think some of the... obviously some of the bones are getting tweened, which is the general, or the default, I should say, is what's going on. Yeah. So instead of we're slowly changing poses, she's now like morphing into the next pose. So, oh well. And then right around here she'll flop on her head. I think that's gonna be good for now. Let's see. Waypoints on until now. So rough being made. Waypoint on something that looks odd when it's near. Or just a placeholder. I know. That's the thing. Yeah, especially with like, oh, apples. With like team project stuff, it's like I'm like the lead animating director on Midnight Mares practically. So it's kind of hard to like, for me to like do these kind of projects and go, okay, that's a good update, team member. Is this your final? Like, like I don't want to be rude, you know. It's like, wait a minute, some of the stuff that you are sending me as a oh, that's still moving. I said it's a constant. It's still that kind of works actually. Whoa. Some of the stuff that they send is like I can't exactly tell and say like, oh, don't you worry. Oh, all right. It'll be okay. When it's like, oh, was that the thing that you sent? I can't tell whether or not you meant that to be. Like, are you done? Or do you want it to be one more pass? Or do you want me to see what you think of it now? I wanted to like faceplant. But obviously, that's not good. It's only bad because her face is clipping into the to the floor here. So maybe that mud might have actually been helpful. Bombs. Oh no. I think what I usually like to do is that I kind of like hide her face with something. Let's see. Where did the arm go? Hello. Hi, Joker. Welcome. Let's see. I'm gonna figure out this pose. Let's see. Let's get this one. This one needs to go this way. This needs to probably go down. Slowly figuring this out. It's very, if you're like this, you know, not sure what's you're looking at, then I'm like just about there as well. No, I'm not actually sure what I'm looking at either. So don't you worry. I don't know what I'm looking at either. I'm not used to this. I'm trying my best. Ah! Does that look good? I mean, it's not, you know, super great, but maybe it's this one. Maybe it needs to be up. Maybe it needs to be over. Maybe it needs to be this way. Maybe this needs to be up. And then this one. Both. And again, where did my... Oh, look. It's way over there. The other leg went somewhere else. Let's get that going. Let's see. I have to move the shoulder. Feels a little bad doing this. Let's see. And, okay. Let me just get this a little bit better. Where's the other one? This one's for this one, so this needs to be closer. Okay. And then we'll just have her, this one, be a little bit more up, I guess. And then we'll have her like sit down at the end. Oh, this would be depressing if I replay this. Where's my apple dummy? Apple tree dummy background? Tree dummy? Beep. Okay, let's see what we got. I'll have to go into solid view or something a little bit lower, lower res. Okay, so we got some poses and she's tweeting into a couple of them. I tried making it not do like that, but oh. Boop, and then the apple kind of hits her butt. Okay. It's kind of how I feel with all this. Bop. No. Yeah, so in the meantime, I'll figure out what's going on and then make it a little better so the next time we can do the more poses and keep working on it. Again, I'm not a 3D animator. I am more closer to a 2D animator. I've done 2D Animate and Toon Boom, so I know my way around that and cut out puppets and stuff. So I feel way more comfortable with that. So this is getting there. I've done 3D pseudo animation where I've done with my a paper Derpy, where I've done. I showed that last time where I had the 3D sets and what that meant, and the 2D characters in a 3D environment. So most of that was just kind of animating the 2D characters in, you know, of course 2D, and then placing them into the 3D environment. So most of the bulk work was mostly in 2D, and then just kind of compiling and layout and compositioning them all in 3D space. So this is something else. Love what we got so far. Tree looks great. I'm happy with that. Anything else from you guys as critiques? Knowing that we'll get there. But yeah, I'll try and keep this a little better. It's like she's just looking into the tree and going, "Whoa, what's that?" Bop. I figured out how to get the pose solid. You know, she hangs on this pose, bop, and so there. So there you go. Pixar is so quaking right now. Okay. Well, there we go. Whoop-ah. I was late on my drinking. Okay. Oh, my throat. Trying to talk right after drinking. Okay. Hi, guys. How we doing? Okay. I mean, it is looking good so far. Let's begin laying on the pipeline. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that, Tatar. And I know what you sort of want to say. So, you know. Thank you. And hello, wait. Oh, okay. Okay, bye, Sasha. Thank you. Let's see. Am I in the right place? I can scoot over a little bit. Derp, 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 derp. There you go. Make that a little smaller. How big is that? Center it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Right, where were we? Yeah, I'm feeling more comfortable. The more that, the more that I experience with the 3D models and try to figure them out, I feel more comfortable each time. Each pose I was doing, I was like, okay, I figured out, the weird tricks of like the little like balls that were like arcane. Somehow I didn't quite understand what that really meant. But once it's like, oh, it's kind of like setting the angle of the elbow that's like proportionally the opposite direction of where the ball is. And it's like, oh, okay. Then it comes like, I get it. And it's like, bop, bop, do your thing. Yeah, I said that earlier that I'll do the facial animation. I said that a little bit earlier to say, like, yeah, if I started doing facial animation, then I would be here, you know. I wouldn't be at this point, I'm not having any stuff going on. As well as, I feel like with my regular animation, I do it the same way, where I storyboard it all the way to heck, just to get all the nitty gritty stuff, and then I feel more comfortable, more confident that I can start doing body motions, getting the different poses of like, here's pose A and then pose B. If I started like timing out the facial stuff before I figure out that maybe A to B doesn't work, then all the time spending to make the facial animation on frames and on frame rules and on timings and on twos and ones might actually take more time, because then I have to adjust who knows how many controls for the facial stuff, Um, it's a little bit different when it's like for lip sync and stuff. You can kind of work off maybe doing lip sync first, but at the same time, you have to also storyboard it so much in detail to know that beforehand, to know that maybe some shots you don't see the character talking, or like you don't see their mouth in some shots. So if the first thing you did was lip sync the entire, literally every single frame of the lip sync, then you'd be wasting some time and some resources, to have lip synced it when you didn't arguably need to, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what's on screen. So that's why I have a big camera view to see in Blender, to see like, this is what was actually going to be what you guys will see, So I could do whatever I want and have things flying all over the place, which does happen a lot. It's kind of funny to watch the fourth wall, outside view of what's really going on, just to make some of these things work. Is like, oh, I need to have like, where we're gonna have like two phones be in different places, and multiple stuff and outside of bound stuff, and the only thing that really does matter is what's the camera sees. So whatever needs to happen to make that happen, that's what it's gonna come down to, So yeah. Let's read the rest of it. I kind of stopped reading your comment there. Yes, I think she should be. She should physically react in surprise before hitting the tree, if you know what I mean. Okay. I should have agreed with that. Okay, thank you, Star. That's a good quote. I think maybe, yeah, okay, so when she like touches and starts to like go into the tree, then yeah, maybe kind of like have her body kind of shimmy around, you know, and kind of like to like nuzzle into the tree, kind of like digging into it. But maybe like her facial expression might still be like the same, or maybe like some sort of, you know, it takes like a little bit of effort to like go into the tree and kind of like shimmy around and rotate it, kind of trying to like digging into the dirt, maybe kind of motion, and then maybe it just takes a little bit of effort to like kind of go, and then she like kind of do the same way action and kind of like drilling or digging like a mole out of the tree, kind of like have like her hands go woo and kind of like go woo, 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 to like kind of swim out of the tree maybe with her arms. Trying to drag the other one to like emerge from the tree and kind of like reach out with her arms out, spread, and then have them spread out, and then she falls down. Maybe something like that. Does that work? I know that was all charades. Trying to figure it out. But yeah, that's what I mean is that if I started to do literally the entire frame of the character, of every single thing being affected at the start, then these little moments of trying to figure out and find the puzzle pieces of what exactly we can think of feels like I'm going to be overwriting any work that I might have done already. So that's why I kind of left it open as much as I can at an earlier point, and then start to do these in phases, you know, of here's the body, and then animate that, and then here's the legs, and animate that, and then maybe there's the flying, might have to be its own phase, you know, her wings are going to be complicated, and then getting her physical motion of bobbing up and down to get the up and down axis, which is the Z-axis, Z-axis, whatever, to go up and down, and then that's all the first part. And then second half of the second shot, doing all of that motion of the physical stuff with that, the apple, and then the plan is to then go back now that everything's kind of timed out. That's also a lot of what I'm doing this for. It finish that other that is then do the facial animation and then be done. The reason I'm doing it in these phases, and I think I've explained this a couple times, is that I want to make sure that timing, that the time between these different poses is concrete. Because I feel like when I do these, first rough outs and first block outs, it's like I just want to figure out what really these timings will be, or just place something down and go, oh, I think this might be 20 frames, and then move on, and then I can look at it in preview and play back and go, okay, maybe this needs 30 frames. But if I started to like finally animate it and finalize everything and go, here's my 20 frames that are perfect, and then it's like play it back and go, oh, this needs to be slower. The amount of keyframes, the amount of work it would take to like redo 100 different bones and stuff to then be only like 10 frames longer, it's going to be way more than if I had like 2 bones to work with and go, okay, these ones don't work, so let me recombobulate 2 bones rather than 100. So that's saving my time to make sure that everything's concrete with timing first, and then and then get to the smaller stuff, which to me is always like the facial stuff, because usually my stuff there's not as much detailed work as some other animators who like put a lot more effort, really good effort into the facial stuff. So yeah. I'm just thinking of a quick blink of surprise or something like that before anything notices too, as if she notices too late. Oh, okay. I could definitely add that in. I'm not sure, because the story and moral that I want is that to not text and fly. So that's the problem, is that if she somehow realizes it too late, I don't know if that helps or deters it or confuses the message that I want. You know what I mean? that if it's like, like if it's too late. Then she realizes it's too late. Yeah, that's something that can be added on like that as like the last minute kind of stuff to finalize it. And blinking is a little bit tricky with 3D. It was, especially with this model and rig, is that I have to do like 4 different bones and I have to like keyframe each of them, and then they have to like be in certain positions, and then how long it takes and timing. So blinking itself is actually a little bit tricky. Not to deter it as like, oh, that's too much work, but it's like, if I can, you know, save time by not doing that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm just not sure, is that what I want? You know? Yeah, we'll have to think about it. We'll have time to think about it. Yeah, let me get some water. Yeah, I got a couple Discords that are numbered. What's up with that? Oh, you guys. Okay, cool. Okay. Whew. Oh, I got a nice, nice. I got a nice air break there. Thank you. It's your PSA. I know. That's what I always don't get, is that for a PSA, why would they kind of show like the, you know, the bad person always be like, sometimes they kind of do that where like they notice it at the last second and go, oh no, I'm about to, you know, do like a car crash or whatever. And it's like, oh no. But isn't the point is how they get into the situation is that they're not paying attention, and then they just kind of let it happen and go, you know, they're in a daze or whatever, that then they don't know that it's even happening for the entire duration. I've never been in a situation, I don't know that, so I'm like trying to figure out if that's even my own naivety. It's not helping with this. That's why I'm like trying to figure it out for my own, how I think about it, is that they be so in a fuzz that then they wouldn't notice for the entire duration. That's why a crash would happen in the first place, I guess. Because if you somehow wig out of it a half second before you get to have a car crash, but then it's already too late, so then it's like, I don't know. Stop all the downloading. Yeah. Then it does the reverse, like, computer sound effects. Whatever. Yeah. That's a good one. Let's see. Oh, where was I? Oh, it's in Blender. Let's see. I'll also work on the background a little bit. I know I worked on the tree, which was actually really fun to work on. I wanted to work on the tree when I thought about it over the weekend, and then I was like, do I want to really do the tree on stream and have a whole stream itself dedicated to just texturing and making a tree? Or do you guys want to see the animation? I was like, I don't know. So I just started to play around with the textures of the leaves, and then it's like one thing led to another, and it's like I'm working on the whole tree. And I got the apples and placed them all on there. So yeah. But would you guys like to see the rest of the background? Would you like a background? The background right now is just a weird void where it has I actually kind of use Derpy's material as it's like I skinned her coat and then used it as the color of the background. So sorry for that, but yeah, that's kind of what I got. I had some ideas, but if you had some other ones, anything else you think it could be, that's why I was thinking I could have it be what I explained that last time, is that it'd be some 2.5D style where I like if I wanted a bush or like a hill, then those will be drawn out in 2D, put into a 3D environment. So it's kind of like, yeah, where they're not quite 2D, but or 3D. They're just kind of 2D pictures in a 3D space. So that's what I'm talking about. That we could have an extended background, or we could have it be in this fun weird void where it's this void has Derpy's coat color. Let's see. Up to you. Okay. Because I was thinking of trying to go like the extra mile and have it be, because we have apples in an apple tree. I was thinking of having it be Sweet Apple Acres and just go for it and just have like a million trees. Have like a 2D picture of a barn or something and then like a bunch of hills. Yeah, because we have to figure out as well, if we add a background, we're going to have to do it as a G5 or G4 background now. Everything's going to be complicated. G5 messes everything up, and I don't know what kind of background to use for this project. Yeah, to do Sweet Apple Acres or something maybe unique or something in the style of one of the, like in a montage with Sunny and Izzy at the beginning, where they're going across Equestria and the song. They have a bunch of different backgrounds. So probably take something from that, I guess, and just kind of mold it into an apple forest or something. Making duplicates is pretty easy with Blender. Make like either like a particle system or these new geometry nodes that I'm not quite sure how those are how those work. So I know how to use particles. We did particles in the Bob Ross 3D painting for something. I think one of the trees. I think for a couple of the trees, grass, where it just like sets up like a place for it to spawn, and then just heading up different modifiers and parameters to say, make a million different trees in this particular spot, and this weight paint it to say have a whole bunch right here, and then no tree over here in this little section or this corner. Nuh-uh. So that's relatively simple, and I figured out how to do that. So if we want a whole apple forest or something, do something like that, or like the farm where it's just more space between trees or something, or it can just be it's got Derpy, so G4. Okay. Yeah, because this tree is more my traditional art style, I guess. Keeping it pretty simple. With the way that I textured it, it doesn't have like all these. I'm not doing the more traditional 3D way of having textures where there's 3 different weirdly mathematical, sciencey heat grams of heat maps of different textures. So I think it's gonna be pretty cartoony. So I think G4 is probably gonna work pretty well. And then I can do the 2D stuff and have that fit in better. So I think that'll be a good idea. Yeah. And the way that I got this tree should be relatively simple to then make it into an object in I guess a symbol in some way, and then have it be a particle system to duplicate it all over the place, and set it to have other parameters, so maybe it can like only look one way or look at the camera instead of because the back of it, I said at the beginning, doesn't quite look great. Some of the UV unwrapping didn't quite work out. It was just in a really weird way. I really tried making seams. You know how your t-shirt has these little, it's not one piece. It's made out of like sleeve and then a torso-y bit and then another sleeve. Like those are separate pieces. So you gotta sew them together. So where it's connected, it's a seam. That's just to get that going. It's the same way. Is that you can set up with a mesh and say, I want it to be cut along this line or something. So must have done it wrong where it didn't quite set up the UVs to be equilateral triangles or shapes with the polygons, so that when I unwrap it and put a texture on it, some of them are smaller in scale, so like the texture quality and detail is then not uniform. So might have to look into that a little bit longer to figure that out. Yeah, that's why I'm a little bit nervous to have them look a different way, which no one cares. Okay. Let's see. Oh boy. Let's see. It'll be fine. I'll figure it out. It'll just be up to whether or not you guys like one way or another. And then, I'll get you. Whatever you want. I think for now, I can wrap it up, or I can talk about the projects I'm working on, and then we'll be good, and then we'll head out. Okay, excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, so this is gonna keep working on it. We're gonna probably. I'll see if I can just get the rest of the. Do you want to see the rest of the keyframes, like the ending part where like she, kind of like sits back up and then gets dizzy and then gets hit with the apple, or I can kind of just do that on my own and then see if I have time to do that, and then kind of start getting intermediate keyframes, and then go from there. I think that might be a bit too much to have two streams where I basically just try and get like a couple poses and then I don't know. And then continue with that. I also have an idea for Halloween for the last week of October, 26, 28 streams to have October 26th and 28th to be. I found a website. Let me see if I can find it. I'll link the website to the Discord for only Cookie and Star. You guys can look at that. See if that's going to be streamable. But it's one of those collaborative art websites where you can have multiple users draw on the same canvas, and then that's. I'm not sure. Because some of the other one that we did was mobile and desktop friendly. We'll have to figure out whether this one. I found a different one. If this one works for that as well. Might just have to be desktop, which if you guys want to join in, we'll have to figure that out as well. So I'm kind of shoving the idea onto the moderators to help me out with that. I have an account on there, so we can test it out whenever we want as well. So I wanted to do that early and get that out there for you guys. Star and Cookie. Let's see. Okay. And the rest of you guys, I'm working on the movie. Chapter 6, I think. It's fine. Okay, great. Awesome. The movie is coming along. I'm happy to finally work on a part that actually will change the rest of the story. Kind of do the twist kind of a thing, but not really a plot twist, but more just like, ooh, the plot is twisted in a different direction, but not as much as, oh, I didn't believe that happened. It's more as, oh, this is where the story is now going, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm finally working on the storyboard for that. The storyboard is actually made in like 3 different file files. I don't know why, way back when I started having it be based on, I split it up into like 15 parts based on what the topic was, or like where they were geographically. And so I now realize that I can put different parts together and have a little bit longer chapter. So I made a new file and like put 3 different flawed storyboards into one flawed animation file. So now I can just work with one. And it's about a minute long or so, 70, 80 seconds. So Maybe it'll end up to be about a minute and a half or so. There's a lot of tiny story stuff that I wanna fix, so maybe I'll add a couple more scenes into it, so that'll make it a little bit longer. But yeah, I'll work on that to see how far that's gonna, how long that'll take to do. I'm not sure. Would be nice to have it be done by the end of this year. It's not too much shots as much as each shot has a bunch of different elements that you can see how long it takes me to do a couple different poses in 3D, so you can imagine how long it'll take to make assets and make more complicated animations for each shot. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, this is fine. Make an account. You made them on. I'd be so done for this. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Cookie. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to figure out whether or not we want to have other people join in as well. Maybe they could be... I was thinking that they have to be like Discord members to be eligible to join. Just make sure that they're not literally a random that can just join in. I want to say off the streets. To have them join in. Please be somewhat of a credible person to join in on this. I'll have to make the invite link somehow semi-private, you know? I don't know. It's a lot to think about, so yeah, I'll leave you guys to bring up any issues with this to me. If that's okay for you guys. Anyway, I tried to explain the movie bips, so I'll keep working on a whole bunch of stuff. Wrapping up on Midnight Mayor's animation, so we'll see where that goes. Might be like a couple weeks to get that out. The animation might only take like a couple days more, and then sound effects and final mix might take a little bit longer. But yeah, maybe by the end of this month we'll have a Midnight Mayor's little extra thing. Extra video. Alright. Probably have a legit get on it too. And pause draw. Yeah, we can find all the artists. Get them join in. Of course, we don't probably have to be an artist to join in. It's not like you have to be an established, drawer or illustrator to be on this. As long as you probably have all the requirements to probably actually join in, which would probably be, I would hope to just be only the invite link and the website, and yeah, might not have to make an account. There's different tiers, because of course there are. There's a premium version, because of course there is, for this website, so it's kind of like, yeah. Have to value and figure that out, weigh those in to see like, are there actual features that would make it better? Actually, I have to look back again. I think I had a weird memory of that. Only like 3 people can join in or something at a time, unless you pay, and then you get a lot more, or something weird. We have to like look into it more, figure out more stuff, because yeah. Unlock drawing superpowers. Draw together with your friends. It apparently works on all the. Oh, it looks. Oh, looks like it works on. No, it's Safari. I thought it was the mobile, but it looks like it's just Safari, which I guess maybe. Maybe it's there's another devices maybe. But it works on Opera. There you go. And regular Safari, Edge, Firefox, and Chrome. Looks like you can use, probably be, of course, better if you have a drawing tablet to probably draw in here. But you guys should probably know that, hopefully. Then trying to draw from mouses. I can't say one way or the other, because there's going to be someone who's like amazing using a mouse, so I can't really say like don't use a mouse, but someone's probably going to be really good at it. Or amazes with like their mouse skills. No Netscape. Doesn't look like it. And it's confusing with, I don't know much about Apple products to know Safari versus iOS Safari to know exactly what that means. So, no stylus support on Mac. Well, I guess if there's not a screen, you know, what's it? Touchscreen on a Mac. Let's see. Yeah, a trackpad. Not even a mouse. Oh man. What's a trackpad? I know there's the. Let's see. Is that a? Oh, okay. Oh, the one I had on. Yeah, the laptops. The laptop version of a mouse. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's what I animated with my first animations words. That's why I was very, very reliant on. Don't do this. On stock photos and using the puppets really helped because I didn't have to like draw. Why I got into cutout animation because I was using my laptop and then never, I guess, thought to use a mouse. I don't know. I think at some point my dad was like looking at me using my trackpad and like, son, do you want a mouse to do that with? I was like, I guess. It's like I just got so comfy like on my couch and just sitting with the laptop and just kind of work on it. But yeah, I've definitely outgrew that, and I now have like 3 monitors, a giant 20-inch tablet, and all these extra bits that don't make me a better artist. And I definitely am still learning so many different things, and learning every day. So thank you guys. You guys definitely helped me out to sincerely help me with getting me feel more confident in my artwork. You know, that I could share this my weird ideas with you and feel justified. So thank you. And with that, I think that's let's just quit. Quit while I'm ahead. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you again. More stuff to come. Lots more projects. With this, there's 3 projects that I'm working on right now. So, look out for all that. Probably actually the soonest one would probably be the Midnight Mirrors little video they were planning. Working on it. Almost done. So, we'll see how that goes, but that might be several weeks down the road. So, but yeah. Thank you guys. Whoop, thank you. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Have a good time that you're awake. Have a good sleep when you fall asleep. And we'll be back on Thursday. Or Wednesday or Friday or whatever it is for you. There you go. Okay. Thank you guys. Yeah. See you then. All right.